Coming to you live from Darshan Studios, it's Zinc Comics Exposition. Good evening. I'm Brian Payne. We're joined in the studio tonight by the vibrant velvet voice of my lovely wife, Skywalker.
Hey, let's put on a show.
Hello, baby. It's been a while. We haven't been on the air in a while, but judging by the views we're getting on our latest broadcasts, I'm not sure anyone's missed us. Anyone out there missing the big broadcast of Brian and Sky? Well, we're back. And per usual, the wife and I will continue to discuss Osamu Tezuka's 8-volume manga masterwork, Buddha. Least we forget, in Chapter 6, the archer Bandaka cheated during the contest and shot Tada with an actual arrow rather than one with a rubber tip, as was agreed upon. This week, we read both Chapter 7, All for the Cure, and Chapter 8, The Prophecy. General Budai is watching over his gravely injured adopted son, Chopra, when the vizier visits along with his daughter, Princess Malika, who has fallen in love with Chopra and begs the doctor to save him. Can you read that panel I flagged now, Skywalker?
Sure. How is your son? My daughter has been pale with worry. She can't sit still. I hear he's badly hurt. Pale? You mean white. Can't afford color printing.
I just thought that was hilarious. He does quite a few of those type of self-referential jokes in the series. And I think people are not expecting that in a series about Buddha. He also, Tezuka even appears in a couple panels as the doctor who's working on Chopra, since he himself studied medicine. And I think one of the doctors is the professor who invented Astro Boy as well. So there's a lot of inside jokes that are going on. And I thought it was funny that they talked about that she's pale because they can't afford color printing. I can relate.
And,
Anyway,
and
what were you going to say?
That's being said by two servants. But what I wanted to ask you about is the lines he has underneath the servants who are bent down like they're bowing. And so that represents movement, right? These vertical lines under their feet and under those hands.
I would assume so. I would have to see them. But,
that's right. I forget you aren't looking at the book. But that just for those who don't see the book, he has lines drawn underneath the servants and the princess and her father when they're walking to represent the movement in one panel.
Usually they're called motion lines if it's what I'm talking about. But anyway, Chopper is still in critical condition when Budai hears the guards dealing with the trespassers. Upon investigating, he notices the woman looks just like Chopper and realizes it's his birth mother. The Buddhist monk Naradatta negotiates a deal with the general wherein Chopra's mother will be allowed to see her son if he returns with a cure from his master, Saint Asita. The general agrees, but warns he will kill Chopra's mother if he fails. The problem is, Asita is far away in the distant Himalayan mountains. Naradatta writes a note to Asita and asks Tada to use his ability to possess animals to carry it to his master. Tada possesses a lame horse and heads off. However, Bandaka, the archer, shoots the horse and steals the note. But Tada then takes possession of the archer's horse and continues, only to find that Master Asita is actually in Cap Ilavastu all along. The horse proceeds The horse possessed by Tata, heads back in that direction but falls dead. Tata then possesses a duck and picks up the note and flies toward the castle. However, a hawk attacks and kills the duck, but Tata takes control of the bird of prey and continues on his journey. That concludes chapter 9. Does that pretty much summarize the tale as you read it?
Yeah, it was a kind of sad little chapter. But what's good is that Tata is not giving up in achieving his goal of getting that letter to Saint Asita to save Chopra and to save Chopra's mother. So it's really a good intention that he has.
Okay. So now, chapter 10, the prophecy. In this chapter, we return to the castle and little Prince Siddhartha. A bunch of folks have come to pay tribute to the newborn prince. Oddly enough, Tezuka chooses to use racial stereotypes of an African and Irishman here, I guess to show just how far these folks have traveled or some such. Did you notice those?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't really get that was an Irish man. I knew that it was an African, and I wondered about that. But that's interesting. That's a good way of interpreting it because it does look like there's people from all over the place.
Yeah, so I think he was just showing people from all over the world and went with the basic stereotype of each. Uh, but regardless, Master Asita arrives to see the baby Buddha and prophesizes that the child will one day rule the world and sheds a tear because he won't live to see it. Just then, Tata arrives in the possessed form of a hawk to deliver Naradada's note. Asita is angry at Naradada for placing Chopra's life above that of the animals who died, delivering the monk's message. He communicates with him telepathically and condemns him to live as a beast. After telling the doctors the cure he received telepathically, one must assume from Asita, Naradada is reduced to a beast and heads off into the wild to live like an animal. Is that a good summary of chapter 10?
Yeah, well, he doesn't really turn into an animal. He just lives like an animal.
Are you sure? It
Yeah,
almost
because
seems like he turns bestial there after he delivers the message.
yeah, but he's still a human shape, is what I'm saying. For
Yeah,
people who
that's what I
can't see
mean.
the
Yeah,
book,
okay.
but
That fair point.
yeah, but he descends into like you said, bestiality. He's crawling on all fours. He's hunting, but he's not living like he is physically human, but not mentally human or able to live like a human. And it's
And for
sad.
those at home, she used the term bestiality. There is none of that. He doesn't descend that far into the animal kingdom, at least not as of yet. Anyway, I wanted you to elaborate though on why Asita is angry at Naradada and about the fact that he was upset about the animals because the animals' life are just as valuable as Chopra's, and that seemed to be the problem. And I know there's something about every animal is a potential Buddha, or everyone is a potential Buddha, or something like that. Can you just talk about that a bit, Sky?
Well, if he's bringing that in, he's bringing it in before Buddhism because Asita is a Hindu. So this is before Buddha's, he's prophesying this. So he's not coming particularly from Asita, the character is not coming from a Buddhist perspective. He's coming from the Hindu perspective that emphasizes caring for all creatures and that all life is important. but I think also there may have been, and I don't know this for sure, but because Devadatta was a monk, he might have had some vows or some teachings that made it more important that he protect all life and not put any life in danger. And that's why I felt like he had gotten punished so harshly, was because he was a monk.
Okay. I just wanted to elaborate on that because I knew that there was something important that I was kind of missing, and I knew that it related to Buddhism in some way. But like you say, this is pre-Buddhism, so it can't exactly be that. So anyway, what anything else you want to talk about the book this week? Anything I missed or that you wanted to elaborate on yourself?
No, I think you pretty much covered it because these were very visual chapters with, but what going through the whole animal change was interesting. And also, though, just to add, that concept of being able to possess an animal must be a common one in traditional Indian folklore, because I tell a story about two men who use that ability, but it's not related to this story at all. But it's interesting that he had them having that ability to be able to enter an animal, except that in the story that I learned, the animals had to be newly dead. But in here, they have to be alive.
Yeah, you're right. That first chapter especially is very visual because there's just page after page of animal running through landscape and changing from a horse to a duck to a hawk to, I think that was all of them, but
Yeah, the hawk.
two horses though.
Right.
And that archer, he's a real piece of work. I mean, he kills the horse and steals the note. What's he up to? He's just not a very good guy. So we got to keep our eye on that guy.
Yeah.
Um, anything else, Sky?
No, I think that was the main thing I had noticed, was that interesting um, coming up with that ability to enter bodies.
Okay. Well, we got two more chapters, so we're gonna of this first volume of the 8 volume epic Buddha by Osamu Tezuka, and we are gonna do that in our next episode. But for now, that completes our Buddhist talk this evening, or our talk about Buddha, I should say, the manga series. But Skywalker, tell me, what's going on outside your back window?
These guys are still working, and it is now 9 o'clock, and they must be preparing to lay a foundation for a house, because our beautiful empty lot with trees and weeds for the moose and the birds has been taken over by a developer. And they have cars and machines and trucks and dirt and pipes.
For those who haven't been watching at home, we've been talking about this on and off from time to time. What's going on is for years we've had a field behind us, and the field was beautiful, and you could hear birds in the trees singing. You could find moose walking through the fields. You could see eagles on the tops of the trees. And as you saw in that video, let's watch that again. They're tearing that down. And this was shot a couple weeks ago. By this point now, the entire field is nothing but dirt. Those trees gone. All that is gone. And they are going to be building houses, much like the houses you see over there to the right of your screen, all through that backfield. And we're watching it from the back window of Sky's office day by day. It's something tragic to behold, and Homer's just getting too busy for me. I don't know. They've since we've been here, quite a lot has been developed, and it continues to develop. But this one is hitting closer to home. Let's see here. I got one more video showing. Let's see.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching this process, because it's been a lot of digging up dirt, then bringing in more dirt and putting in all different types of sizes of pipes and wires. So
I haven't seen any wires yet. I've seen a lot of pipes, and that whatever draining system they're putting in there, it's pretty elaborate. I will say that. Okay, here's a little more of the tragic tale of our trees gone. The big earth movers are tearing it all down, but like I say, this is old footage, and by now that entire field is total dirt. And it looks like they're going to be laying cement tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't it look like cement is in our near future to you, Sky?
I don't know, because they've been digging up dirt and got little mound of dirt in that spot where we thought the cement was going to go. So I don't know what they're doing. And they're putting in some more pipes. So, but I do know they brought in one of those machines that pounds piles. And they're going to be doing that tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I do not look forward to that. And oh yeah, we forgot to talk about the fact that our building has been shaking several times a week since they started doing this stuff with their machines.
And they also do this quite early in the morning as well, do they not?
Yeah, they've been starting like at 6:30 practically.
Yes.
And they're still working now. I can't believe it. They are still working now.
Right. So
I bet you that if they are getting concrete, it'll be coming tomorrow, probably in the morning.
So they're working through the night to get it ready, because it definitely looked like they were laying frames to me today.
It is definitely framed.
Yeah.
Around there. I don't know what they're doing with the dirt, but.
And least we forget this here.
Oh,
talk about this. The past month, we've had a exhibit at the Bivy Art Gallery in Anchorage. It was a virtual exhibit. They've been posting some of our stuff on Instagram, and they also had a virtual exhibit on their website. This is a project that me and Sky have done for quite some time. I'm just going to read it here. Can you see it, Sky?
Yeah, I can see it. I can't read it.
Okay. Thanks, Zinc. By Zinc Comics is an online exhibition opening June 4th, 2021 on this webpage and on Instagram at bivy.space. The exhibition features a series of haikus from Zinc Comics' vast production, reflecting on consciousness, awareness, creativity, and impermanence. The selections on view are from Zinc Comics Unorthodox, Zinc Comics Remix, and Zinc Comics Redux. 3 different series characterized by real-life drawings and poignant writing. By combining Buddhist thought with feminine attractiveness and contemplative qualities, these haikus offer solace in the everyday life. As these women reflect on the human impermanence and the inevitability of death. Damn, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
We are presented with countless occasions to rejoice in the mundane and appreciate the present moment. Think Zinc will make you feel at ease. So anyway, this is 3 different projects. I've been working from Sky's Haikus now for 7-8 years. I'm turning 60 at the end of this month at August 1st. So it was on my 52nd birthday that my wife gave me the gift of 52 haikus. I thought since there's 52 weeks in the year, I would draw a mini comic for each of the haikus. And then the next year, I got more haikus. So we've been doing this on and off for years. I drew pinups, 2 sets of mini comics, and then I drew a series of scrolls. And I started posting them on Instagram recently, and that's how the Bivy became aware of it. There's an article in the paper that says Homer artist exhibits at Anchorage Gallery, and I just thought that was rather ironic, and I don't think anybody noticed the irony in that headline. Anyway, I've lived here 8 years. And this here, while I'm scrolling through, are you seeing the artwork now, Sky?
Yes, I can see the artwork.
Okay, this is from the these are the scrolls. This is actually Zinc Comics Unorthodox, which I originally put on I forget it was one of those free webcomic hosting sites, Tapas. Yeah, that's where I originally put it. Then I was putting it on my websites, but I never had Instagram because I don't have a smartphone, and I always you need a phone to post on Instagram. But they recently came out with an app so I can work around it. So I started posting it on Instagram, and it's now on Instagram at Zinc Comics. So anyway, this is our exhibit, and this is online at the Bivy space, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think this is a great summation of the entire 52 project. Don't you, Sky?
Well, of the different 52 projects, because she includes at least 3 of the iterations of haikus that we did. Because the first ones I did for you were written when we were in Hopi, and they were nature haikus. Then I decided one year that I was going to write haikus, a haiku about death for a year every day. And I managed to do over 200 of those, but they started to tend toward me saying, well, life is part of death too. So those are the haikus.
I still think of all these as the 52 project because they were all 52 projects. I did most of them in 1 year. The last mini comic set, I've only gotten to 49. I still owe 3 mini comics, and in no way did I do that one in a year, but all the others I did in a year. And so they were all had that same basic concept. Can you read these from your screen?
Yeah.
Let's read a couple. Why don't you read a couple for us?
Okay. Want to start that one from the top?
Yeah.
Okay. Days have a rhythm. We create our life's music. Hymn or dirge, you choose.
Okay, we're not going to do all of them. I'm going to choose one more. Okay, do this one.
Okay. Someday we will know physical life is just one. Consciousness is vast.
And this one.
As swift as a sigh, life's final breath lingers not. Long goodbyes are wasted.
So, pretty cool. I was real proud of this, and I'm glad we're gonna publish a lot of this. The Zinc Comics Unorthodox, the scrolls soon here. But and I still got some more haikus to do. I just ain't sure what I want to do with them yet. So we're taking a little hiatus, but we really appreciate the Bivy giving us a little shine and spreading the word and showing some appreciation for 8 years of work that we've been doing together. So anyway, anything else, Sky?
I guess that's all for now.
I think it is. So until next time, think Zinc. Think a Zinca. Think a Zinca. Think a Zinca. Think a Zinca.